Hi, welcome to EST Online. Today we're looking at the top 3 things you should not say to an international visitor in Japan and how to fix them. So the first thing you should not say to an international visitor is very simply, where are you from? I don't like this question for 2 reasons. Number 1, it's kind of a boring question. It's been asked a million times already. So you're not going to make a great first impression if you just ask the same question as everybody else. The second reason I don't like it is because people can be sensitive about this. Maybe somebody has emigrated from one country to another. Maybe they identify with being from a different country. So where are you from can be a sensitive question for some people. They might be sensitive about their genetic or ancestral background, but they might call a new place home. So instead, you can change this. Where are you from? Change it to, did you have a long flight to Japan? Did you have a long flight to Japan is a great way to ask somebody, where are you from? Because naturally, they're going to answer the question. But where are you from typically focuses on our ethnicity, not where we call home. But did you have a long flight to Japan focuses on where the person flew from, which is probably their home. And you're probably going to get a more interesting story behind it. Maybe they connected in different places, or maybe they had a little vacation before they came to Japan. So number 1, don't ask people, where are you from? Instead, talk about the flight. Did you have a long flight to get to Japan? All right, let's look at number 2. The second common problem I often hear people make, or the mistake that they make, is, why did you come to Japan? Simply asking, why? Why did you come to Japan? Now, we know the reason behind the question, and it's a good question, but often in English, why is sometimes an aggressive question, or it's an accusation. Why did you do this? Why didn't you do that? So let's soften the question. Let's make it a little softer and easier to swallow. Instead, let's ask, what brings you to Japan? What brings you to Japan? And now we've removed that accusation, why, and we've looked at something like purpose. We've focused on purpose, not just an accusation. What brings you to Japan? And then after you ask the question, you can ask a yes-no question to finish up. What brings you to Japan? Are you here for work or travel? What brings you to Japan? Are you sightseeing? So this is a common technique, an open-closed. Open question, what brings you to Japan? And then follow it with a closed question quickly. What brings you to Japan? Are you here for work? That's a great way to ask somebody why they came to Japan. All right, let's look at the third tip of what you should not say to people when you meet for the first time. Do not give a false compliment. I meet people all the time and I say one thing to a shop staff member, arigato, and the person with me says, oh, your Japanese is so good. Or I'm in a restaurant and I'm eating and they say, wow, you can use chopsticks. Saying to somebody that your Japanese is so good or you can use chopsticks without understanding the context can sometimes be insulting. It can have the opposite effect to what you want to achieve. Let's look at the 2 reasons. Wow, you speak Japanese really well. Really? I just said one word? We've been talking in English for 20 minutes and I said one word in Japanese and now you're complimenting? This feels false. It feels fake and it can have a damaging effect on the relationship. So if you want to compliment somebody's Japanese, wait until you've at least heard a few sentences. That might be a better idea. And the other one about chopsticks, well, in the UK, in America, in Australia, in Canada, people have been using chopsticks for a long time. A long time. In my hometown, Chinese food is perhaps the second most popular type of food. Indian, number 1, Chinese, number 2. So we've been using chopsticks since we were children. Perhaps not very well or efficiently, but we've still had a lot of practice. So don't make that kind of false compliment. All right, so the 3 mistakes that you want to avoid. Number 1, don't say, where are you from? Instead, ask about the flight. Did you have a long flight to get to Japan? Number 2, Don't ask an accusation. Why did you come to Japan? Instead, say, what brings you to Japan? Is it for work? Number 3, don't give false compliments. Your Japanese is very good, or you can use chopsticks, until you can qualify them. Listen for a few sentences before you compliment somebody's Japanese. And on the chopsticks side, just no need. You don't need to say that. All right, hope you enjoyed watching this video. These are 3 things you can avoid when meeting international people for the first time. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.